Good day, everyone. Today I will be discussing the lesson 13, the global media and culture. So, lesson 13, global media culture, is culture is the way of life manifested in tangible objects and intangible ideas we hold dear. So, culture culture is like the vibe of a place or a group. It is the shared traditions, foods, musics, and way of life that shapes how people think and interact. Like in Philippines, there are culture is fiestas, foods like adobo, many more. So next is media culture. So cultures that emerge due to the proliferations of mass media and the intersection between media and culture. So, media culture is like the world of influencers, TV shows, movies, and social media that shapes how we see things and what's trending. It is about how media impacts our views, behaviors, and connections. Just like how K-dramas pop here in boom and in Philippines, or how memes goes viral on Facebook. So next is non-material. This, material culture. This is the way of life manifested in tangible objects, the clothes we use. And this, the infrastructure was built. So material culture is all about the physical stuff that defines a group of society, like tools, clothes, buildings, and tech or technology. In the Philippines, examples are barong, dresses, jeepneys, and smartphones. It shows how people live, work, and express themselves through things. So, just like how Filipino use bamboos for crafts or bayongs bags, it is part of their vibes or it is part of the vibe. So next is non-material. This also shows in intangible ideas we hold dear, our beliefs, our tradition, our practices collectively. So non-material culture is the intangibles like values, beliefs, traditions, and vibe that shapes how people think and act. Example of these are bayanihan, respect for elders, superstitious belief, and festivals like ati-atihan. It the feels and norms that make a culture unique. So next is symbol. A culture are articulated in symbol or illustrations that convey meaning. So a symbol is something that represents an idea, like a flag for a country or a heart for love. In Philippines, examples are Jollibee, Philippine Eagles, and Baybayin. Symbols carry big meanings in culture and identity. So we have here language. So language, it is a system of symbols enabling communication among groups within a society. Next is values. Values is a collective ideas of what is considered good, desirable, and important within a society. Next is beliefs. So, beliefs is a shared understanding of what is considered true or factual. Next is practices. So, practices is the routine methods for behaviors used to carry out daily activities. Next is norms. Norms is a socially defined socially defined rules, and explanation that guides behavior and interactions among members of the society. Next is cultural socialization. So, cultural socialization is a process through which individuals learn values, beliefs, norms, and practices of their own culture, typically beginning the home and community via instruction and observation. Next is cultural exchange. It is the interactions with people from different groups, leading to the interpretations and experience other culture. So we have here the tendency is for us to interpret other culture. So first is we have acculturation. So the meaning of this involves individual adapting certain values and practices of a new culture into their daily lives. Second is accommodation. This is to a lesser degree such that we tend to adapt the new culture only when we are in public. Next is assimilation. Assimilation is a larger degree such that we begin they began to resemble the people in the other group. Next is globalization and culture. So, globalization is a major facilitator of a cultural exchange, leading to increased contact between diverse people and sharing of ideas, attitudes, and values across national borders. Next is we have cultural flows. So cultural flows, it is a term often used to refer to this dynamic of culture in the age of globalization. Cultural differentialism. So from the word differentialism, it is usually refers to a culture that is different from each other culture. The next is cultural hybridization. So this is the another view to look at the global flows as a creative processes. Next is there are uh, Apadurales' 1996 concept of scapes hint that global flows bring forth unique cultural realities everywhere. So these are global flows are ethnoscapes. It talks about movement of people. Technoscapes is fluid and interlinked global technology. Finance Financescapes is a movement of huge amount of money across national states or nation states. Number four is mediascape, the fast production and transfer of informations. And the last one is number five is idioscape, the movement of political images. So next we have media culture. So media culture in Luli 2014 or Lul 2014 contended that unlike in globalization, which is media culture is a quite complex to define, media is a quite straightforward, a means of conveying something, a channel of communication, and likewise, he articulated that the intersection between globalization and media can be captured in five distinct eras. So now we are going to tackle, or we are going to know what are those five different distinct eras. So we have first the oral communications, second is the script, third is the printing press, the electronic media, and lastly is the digital media. So these are those five distinct eras that can be captured, media can be captured. So next is media instrumental and supportive of various domains of globalization. economic, political, and cultural. These are the media and the Filipinos. The Filipinos are also consumers of various forms of media. In a decline in a consumption of newspaper, approximately 96% Filipino watch television, devoting almost 4 hours in watching their favorite shows. So, we Filipinos are also the best consumer of various forms of media because um, in a 96% that only proves that Filipino is being addicted or being uh, such a great high consumers of various forms of media. Imagine that 96% of Filipinos and watching and almost devoting almost 4 hours in watching our favorite shows. So Filipinos are also the best consumers of media because in social media, Filipinos are always the top one or the top one that is always following in trendings. So we Filipinos are so addicted in media.